Whew, there is so much you missed this week. Ready to talk about it? Ready up.
Ready up. My destiny.
Where do we start? The LEGO Star Wars trailer dropped, and it's getting a release date for 2022. I feel like every single Star Wars video game fan, especially for LEGO Star Wars, is stuck inside between the worlds, where we see release dates for 2020, 2021, and 2022 for LEGO Star Wars. But that's just the way it is. It really is. It's just our reality right now. I can't even imagine how difficult it is for all these dev teams to work on these video games. As long as they're beautiful, as long as they're gorgeous, I guarantee you we're gonna have so much Star Wars goodness. Let's go. So I watched one of these Star Wars content creators, and he actually has a very good inside Disney source, and his name is Star Wars Only. And he was talking about how this season for The Mandalorian, season 3, is going to be the final season. And I'm not really surprised at all, actually. I felt like season 2 was the perfect ending for The Mandalorian. And of course, we want to know so much about Bo-Katan and the Darksaber and Moff Gideon. And then there's so many rumors about Heir to the Empire and all these seeds being planted everywhere for Thrawn, and he's gonna be the big bad. Kind of like the Infinity War of Star Wars. And I don't really like making those comparisons because it's Marvel and Star Wars and they're completely different franchises. But I feel like that's the best way to compare it, really. I mean, we're gonna see this type of big transcending arc. Hopefully, that's what things are pointing to, because where's Grand Admiral Thrawn in Mandalorian Season 2? And then, of course, the Ahsoka series, and then everything that's going on. There's so much going on with Timothy Zahn writing all these books. Oh man, I can't wait to see. But the ending, the actual definite ending of Mandalorian Season 3. Now, does that mean it's gonna be the end of Din Djarin? I don't think so. I think you're gonna see him a lot. But he can show up in other things. He can show up in things like the Ahsoka series. He can show up in some other unnamed movie or Disney Plus series that's gonna be come out, just like Rangers of the Republic or something else. But my biggest concern actually is what they're going to do with Moff Gideon and Cobb Vanth. I feel like those are two characters relatively new to the Disney Star Wars timeline because, as we know, Cobb Vanth was an expanded universe character who barely had any attention in the Aftermath books. Moff Gideon, completely new, brand new Star Wars villain straight from The Mandalorian, and these are awesome characters. I even got a shirt for Cobb Vanth and I'm so heckin' excited. I want to see more of them, and I hope they're brought in and used into this timeline of The Mandalorian and whatever else is going to be around that timeline. So let's get to see what's going on. Mandalorian Season 3, final season, I'm totally down, but I want to see more of those characters. What do you think? We've been hearing about this rumor for a long time. The Finn series. I feel like every quarter of the year we're gonna have some type of rumor, and it's usually circulating around the Finn series. There are a lot of rumors circulating that it could explore Finn's past. That doesn't really pique my interest per se. I felt like at the time of The Force Awakens, I think we come to understand that is his first real action, right? And so I don't really think it's going to be so worth exploring his past. I feel like the future is where it's at. We want to see where Finn goes, because that ultimately was something that we didn't get to see in Rise of Skywalker or the sequel trilogy at all. That was something I feel like a lot of us, even fans that really enjoy the sequel trilogy, wanted to see more of, is that character, a stormtrooper, becoming his own, who's force sensitive, what type of potential he has, where he'll go. I kind of want to see him end up kind of like Kyle Katarn or Mara Jade. I know a lot of people want to see him as a Jedi, and I've been guilty of this, but what if we saw something different, something completely new that we've only ever seen in comic books or the expanded universe, like the Legends continuity? What if he does, I mean, he already has NF squad training, right? So he already knows how to use his blaster. He already knows how to use a lightsaber. Man, he can be so much. I would love to see some type of new design or new type of Jedi style from Finn, and who knows what he can do. Man, I just really want him in Rey to create the new Jedi Academy, but I want them to do stuff that's never been done before, picked off for Luke Win, and just go off this brand new strand of timeline and storytelling and this new variant of Jedi. I think that would be so interesting. I recently got done watching the behind the scenes of Luke Skywalker: The Rescue, which was the finale of Mandalorian Season 2. 42 minutes of pure good Star Wars goodness. Right out the bat, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni come out about how Star Wars needs to be respected and how it needs to be cared for.
I think there's an interplay with storytellers and the people you're telling the story to.
Does this look Jedi to you?
I find that the emotions run very deep with Star Wars, and people's relationship, especially people who grew up with it from a young age, feel a lot of connection to it. I think the one consistent thing I'm feeling is that people care deeply that it's being handled correctly and that it's being handled respectfully. It meant so much to them, and they want to see it continue into the future and feel like it's all connected with consistency.
Those were like really harsh words, not in a sense like it's offensive or anything, but like the way they were coming out there so strong and so firm about how Star Wars should be treated, because I'd sure, disagree or agree. I know that there's a pretty large fan base that doesn't really appreciate some of the movies, or they don't really like some of the movies, and that's totally understandable. It was just so crazy to hear that immediately right off of this behind the scenes. That extended into the character of Luke Skywalker and bringing him in, and they go so deep about this deep fake technique. But it's not just a deep fake technique as well. It's everything that they've put together. And my goodness, they searched the internet for all of these interviews of Mark Hamill. They had extra behind the scenes footage, anything from the movies before. And I'm talking about frame by frame, portion by portion, picture by picture, angle by angle of this so in-depth, super deep fake video about how they went to all the intricacies and meticulous steps to make what we saw in The Mandalorian. And I know a lot of people were talking about how this YouTube video had made it better. They made a better deep fake. But my goodness gracious, fam, I never really have a problem with the deepfake stuff. I don't know if it's because I just play video games and I'm used to seeing the CGI. I'm used to seeing that type of graphical improvement that I understand and that I can perceive and experience for myself. And it never really strikes me as bad. It never really strikes me as good. I just kind of understand it, and I understand what they're trying to do. So it doesn't really take me out of the experience. Man, did I appreciate this so much more after showing the extensive lengths. It was so beautiful to see how much care, how much love, how much time went into creating Luke Skywalker. Just from his actor double, from Mark Hamill being there, and oh my goodness.
Bring him in. But we started showing him a lot of the stuff, and we showed him, this is before anything had aired, we showed him that first episode with the reveal, and he was really captivated by it. He really liked it. He liked what we're doing, where we're going with it. And so we told him what we were thinking of doing.
He had to keep a secret for so long. And that's what I love seeing about Mark Hamill, because he's so true to Luke. He's so true to Star Wars, and he loves his fans so much. And the secrecy, and we all know he's been surrounded in secrecy ever since Empire Strikes Back. He knows how to keep a secret. And I feel like this Baby Yoda thing was even crazier because he saw the opening, he saw the first season, he saw Baby Yoda before it was named Grogu, or he saw Grogu before it was Baby Yoda, and he had to keep that secret, that idea of maybe this could happen in season 2, and he kept it for so long, and we finally got to see it. And I remember watching those reactions. You've seen my reactions, you know how I reacted, and they really go into a lot of the detail that was taken to bring him in and make it a reality. And I gotta say, it was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had for Star Wars as a reactor and just a Star Wars content creator. And they even acknowledged the people's reactions.
To see the reactions, that was a high point of my whole career. That was definitely on those moments you could count on one hand of what makes you grateful that you're doing what you're doing. And to hear Peyton react and Dave react, and especially Mark, when Mark was seeing the stuff. And we live in an interesting time. We live in a time when people make their feelings known. And if you choose to, you could dip into that river of information, of feedback.
John sent me links to reaction videos, which were just, because I don't get to see these things in the audience. To see grown men cry and just the people screaming their heads off. I mean, it was really, really thrilling for me to see them enjoying it so much.
For those of you who do not know, Mark Hamill actually saw my reaction. There's a YouTube channel out there, and they take all of these reactions and they put them into one montage. And if it wasn't for that, Mark Hamill would have never seen my reaction. And I have the screenshot here. I have my comment here of me seeing that Mark Hamill saw it. He tweeted it out, and they acknowledged it. They didn't show any footage of the behind the scenes episode, but that acknowledgement, that's like the closest I've ever been to my dream of working with Star Wars or being around Star Wars. And to know that Mark Hamill had seen me in that video, I'm one of those like 15, 13 people that they have. I almost cried seeing that. That was incredible. It was so beautiful. I can't wait. I hope you all enjoyed this videos for everything you missed for this week in Star Wars. So much going on. Tempest Runner, get ready, High Republic fans. I'm so dang excited to hear that audio drama. And remember, every Sunday we're going to stream 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern time. Be ready for that, all that knowledge. And of course, the podcast every single Sunday. Hope you're doing good. I'll see you around. Deuces, fam. Ready up. I said ready up twice. Deuces, you know. Okay? All right. See ya. Bye. Yeah.